Hey there, podcaster. I am so excited to bring this to you today because this is one of the most common struggles I've faced. And let me tell you, the hundreds of people I have helped with their podcasts have also been facing that nagging feeling that no one will listen. Why me? Why such little downloads? Does this sound familiar? Well, here's the truth. No one does it quite like you. No matter how full your niche is, you are what makes your message, your magic unique. And your unique take will help other people. We don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of people to actually make a big impact and create that abundance that we want. But you are stuck in your head. If you feel like your voice doesn't matter, there's not enough space for you in this crowded world, this tapping is going to be for you. We're using EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. One of my favorite ways to get me out of that hamster wheel cycle of I give up, pod fade, overthinking, where we just freeze and we don't do anything. So I want to help you move from doubt to confidence using your own special flair, because that's what makes us magical. Reminding you that there is room for your voice, your message, your unique gift to help others. So you can come back to this episode anytime you need a boost, or you can use it for the next 21 days to really move this shit out of the way. Because remember, it's time to claim your place in the world, own your magic, and show the world what only you can do. So if you're ready to get out of your own way, let's go.
Welcome to Beyond the Downloads. I'm Jen, your podcast bestie, here to tell you there's so much more about podcasting than just those numbers. So before you throw in the towel, you better listen up. We're diving deep into the heart of what makes podcasting truly special, from storytelling to connection, and yes, even healing. Think of me as your podcast life raft, ready to help you navigate those choppy waters of this podcasting world and the podcast overwhelm. From understanding the therapeutic power of sharing your voice to the practical tips to grow your show without losing your ever-loving mind. If you're ready to ditch the hustle and create content that leaves a legacy, a tsunami impact, no more ripples. Whether you're launching your first show or looking to take your podcast to the next level, I'm here to help you grow, launch, and yes, make some money from your passion. Let's make your podcasting dreams your reality. It's time to go beyond the downloads, where your story becomes a legacy.
So, have you used tapping before? How EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, works is we're reprogramming our brain by tapping on different points of our bodies while we move through these emotions. We move through the crap, those negative beliefs, and we try to put it to the positive affirmation. And by tapping on these different parts of our body, we are creating new pathways to unravel all that trauma that we've created in our lives and those things that have built up and those cycles of self-doubt and self-destruction and fear. Trust me, I need to use this more too. So what I want you to first start doing is remember your unique magic, your flair, your truth, and there's room for everyone here. And you might not believe this as we go through this. If you get uncomfortable at some point as we're moving from the negative to the positive, I want you to notice where that shows up in your body, how it feels in your body. Is there a tightness in your chest? Is there a tightness in your belly? Does your throat close up? That's what mine does. My chest starts to feel like it's crushing because it doesn't feel comfortable because we haven't convinced ourselves that it's true yet, even though it is. So I want you to move through these things and be open-minded about this. So when I say karate chop point or the side of a hand, I'm talking about the place. Go to your pinky finger on the outside of your hand, go down the side of your finger, and that squishy part right below it, that's the karate chop point. That's the point that's the side of hand, karate chop point. When you hear me say that, all the other ones are pretty self-explanatory. We've got the eyebrow point, we've got the side of eye, under your nose, tapping on your chin, tapping on your collarbone. You can do it under one or both collarbones, underarm, and then top of head. So I really want you to be open-minded about this. And why I want you to be open-minded is because there's so many of us that sit back and don't do the things because we're scared that we're not enough and that our uniqueness isn't going to move us into the world, but that's what's actually going to move us. That's the whole message here at Beyond the Downloads, is that we want to share that our stories, what makes us unique, the traumas we've been through, the things we've learned, our unique life is what's going to help someone else through it. You're a deeply, service-based person, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be wanting to put out your message into the world, whether that's to entertain, educate, inspire. It doesn't matter. You are here because you want to make a difference in the world. You don't want to be a ripple. You want to be a tsunami. So I want you to, if you're walking, you can walk. You can sit in a chair, but I kind of want you to feel into your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. What does it feel like to have your feet connected to the planet? If you're sitting, what does it feel like to have your booty against the chair? Is it comfortable? Wiggle back and forth while you're taking a few deep breaths. And I want you to start thinking about when I say, and you say to yourself, no one will listen. Why would anyone listen to me? So-and-so is doing this. They have a bigger audience. They're already doing it. Why is anybody going to listen to me versus somebody who has all this other social proof or has this huge following? Why me? What makes me so unique that I can still be in this space that is so concentrated with other people doing the same thing? Why my magic? Why my story? No one's going to listen. I should just stop. What's the point? My downloads are so low. What's the point? No one's going to listen. What's the point? There's a million podcasts in my niche. I want you to feel all these things that you're saying to yourself. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, oh, this is really uncomfortable and these things come up, to 1, none of this matters. Where does that feeling sit in your body? What is the number you give it? If you give it there's no right or wrong. If you give it a 10, it's really uncomfortable and you're really stuck there. Just remember that number. You can write it down if you want. But take a deep breath and feel into that. Because we tell ourselves these things all the time. And take a deep breath and we're going to start chopping on that karate chop point, the side of hand. And what I want you to do is either repeat in your mind or repeat out loud, wherever you're at. You can do this while you're walking if you want. But we're reprogramming. I want you to start tapping on that karate chop point. And repeat these things after me. Even though I sometimes feel like no one will listen, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I wonder, why me? And I doubt my uniqueness, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I struggle to see my own magic and my own gifts, I deeply and completely love and accept my journey and my gifts. Take a deep breath in. Eyebrow point. I feel like no one will listen to me. Side of eye. Why would anyone care about what I have to say? Under eye. I question my worth. Under nose. Why me? Why not someone else? What makes me special? Chin. There are so many other people doing this. How am I even going to stand out? Collarbone. I feel like my voice gets lost in the crowd. Underarm. I'm sure I'm not unique enough to really stand out and have success with this. Top of head. No one will pay attention. Deep breath in. Eyebrow point. I feel overwhelmed by all these doubts. Side of eye. I'm constantly wondering if I'm enough. Under eye. What does make me special? Under nose. There's already so many voices and other coaches out there doing what I'm doing. Chin. I feel so small and insignificant in this giant world. How am I ever going to catch up? I'm too late. Collarbone. I don't feel confident in my uniqueness, in my gifts, or how I can actually make a difference in my zone of genius. Underarm. My self-doubt is really holding me back, and I'm sick of it. But I believe it's true. Top of head. I am constantly questioning my purpose and on a deep, deep dive in personal development. Deep breath in and out. Eyebrow point. We're going to start switching that feeling. And this is where you might get a little bit uncomfortable, but push through. Eyebrow point. What if I am unique? Side of eye. What if there is room for me too? Under eye. What if my voice, my story, and my message does matter? Under nose. What if I really do bring something special to the world and it changes people's lives? Chin. I am starting to see that there might be some magic here. Collarbone. No one does it like me because I'm the only me, and I'm the only ones that have had my experience from birth to now. Underarm. My voice has a place. Top of head. I am starting to believe in myself, and it feels a little uncomfortable. Deep breath in and out. Eyebrow point. I have a unique flair that no one else does, and I'm gonna rock it. Side of eye. No one tells a story the way I do, and no one teaches what I do the same way. Under eye. My voice is powerful and special, and my experiences will help me serve others. Under nose. I have something so valuable to offer. Under chin. I am embracing my uniqueness, my magic, and my message because I can make a difference in the lives of others. Collarbone. I have a unique perspective that actually matters. Underarm. There is space for my voice, my message, my coaching business, my podcast, and me to create massive abundance. Top of head. I am stepping into my power, even if I feel uncomfortable and unworthy at times. Deep breath in. Eyebrow point. I am owning my gifts, my magic, and my message, and my uniqueness. Side of eye. No one can do it like me. Good for me. Under eye. My perspective is needed in this field and will make an impact. Under nose. I have a voice that stands out, and my message will land. Chin. I am proud of my unique flair. Collarbone. I am confident in my gifts, and I know they can make an impact on someone's life. Underarm. I am enough, just as I am right now in this current moment. I can stop the self-destructive personal development cycles where I continue to tell myself I am unworthy. I am enough right now. Top of head. I trust my voice, my message, my abilities, and my journey. Take a deep breath. Start tapping on the eyebrow point. There is room for me in this place. Side of eye. I am not in competition with anyone because no one is me. And I bring my unique flair to healing or moving through whatever it is that I help others with. Under eye. My voice adds to the world. Under nose. I am meant to be here. I am meant to take up space. I deserve to take up space. And me taking up space will serve others. Chin. I claim my place in this industry right now, in this world. Collarbone. I own my uniqueness with pride, and I will fly the flag of me proudly and serve others by showing up as I truly am underarm. There is enough room for everyone, including me, and I am going to take up space. Top of head, I am confident in my unique magic, my message, my business, and I know that as long as I continue to show up as me and share authentically as me, I will make big differences in the world because I am no longer settling for being a ripple, and I will bust out my tsunami of change within my industry, within my gifts, and within my uniqueness. Take a deep breath and put your hands down in your lap. Another deep breath. Now I want you to start tapping on that karate chop point, the side of your hand, below your pinky. And I want you to repeat after me. Even though I doubted myself, my uniqueness, my gifts, my business, I now choose to embrace the magic of my voice. I belong, and there is space for me to shine. Even though I doubted myself, my uniqueness, my magic, my business, I choose to embrace my magic, my voice. I belong, and there is space for me. Even though I've doubted myself, my uniqueness, I now choose to embrace my magic, my voice, my business, and my gifts that I am sharing with the world. I belong, and there is space for me to shine. There is space for me to shine. There's space for me to shine, and no one will turn off my light. Hands in your lap, deep breath in. Now I want you to start thinking about that number that we gave between 1 and 10. Maybe you were a 5. Maybe you were a 10. Maybe you were a 1. I want you to think to yourself as you're asking yourself, I am unworthy. No one will listen. No one's going to pay attention. My niche is too full. There's not space for me. Why me? Why me? When you start thinking back to these thoughts that you are having, give it a number between 1 and 10. If that number is starting to trend downwards, you are on to something. If you're about the same space and you're like, I didn't believe any of this, Jen, I want you to honor that. This isn't something that's going to change overnight. It's not just like, here we go. Give yourself time. This can be used over and over and over again. I've used some of the same tapping programs for 21 days plus to go over and move through these things and reprogram. Those subconscious patterns and those subconscious thoughts are very ingrained in us. It takes work, just like everything. Just like when you exercise, the first time you pick up weights and do a curl, you don't magically get buff arms. You know, if we did, man, bread loaves on the back of my arms would be so much better. But it takes work. It takes work to unprogram the things that we have programmed into our subconscious mind that have become our patterns. So use this as often as you can, because you do deserve to take up space. You do have a message. That's why I wrote the book, Your Story is Someone's Life Raft, because you truly actually can use your story to make a huge impact on other people's lives. Biggest roadblock is you and your fear and your doubt in yourself. And that doubt can come from great places. Maybe you've had past traumas and you've had people that have just ripped you new ones, or you've had trolls, or you've had terrible clients that, do chargebacks and said that your services sucked. And, maybe you have some proof, but that's not the only proof. If you haven't created what I call an evidence file, that's the other thing I'm going to invite you to do, which is anytime a client sends you a positive message, whether that's by voice, whether that's by text, whether that's by smoke signal, I want you to take it and put it into a file that when you are really stuck doubting yourself, you can go back into these files and look at them. Look at some of those words they've used. You can even add some of those words into tapping. You are doing better than you think you're doing, but what's so wrong with everything is that you see all these people doing things that they're probably not really doing because we've over-fluffed everything. It's like the fishing story. You ever heard a man talk about a fish? They may have caught a 6-inch fish, but all of a sudden it's like a 5-foot fish. Fantasy marketing. And have to have your own goals, your own vision. I thought I wanted the multi-million-dollar a year company and business and building a huge thing, but you know what? I didn't. One, I don't want to work that hard. Two, it's just, there's a place where I want to be comfortable. And then I do want to have some of the extra abundance so that I can flow it into horse rescues and animal rescues and go on lavish vacations and, do the things I want to do. But that doesn't mean that I need to make multi-millions to do it. The lifestyle might not be there, the things that I wanted. So I really want you to take some time and figure out why you're not feeling successful, why you're focusing on this no one's going to listen. And is it something that you're stuck in? We look at the actual results from the beginning of this year, and like more than 50% of podcasts out there that are active, mind you, active. There's not that many that are that are actually active all the time, are only getting 30 downloads. But you know what can happen with that 30 downloads? I had a show, my original show, when I was getting 30 downloads per episode, I was being invited to speak in summits. I created some of my best friends. I saved my life by going to Costa Rica and getting to know people. You need to stop looking at the downloads as the only indicator of whether you're successful. Did you make new friends? Did you talk to new people? Is it keeping you less lonely? Did it save your life? Did you make a network connection that now has built an entire production company? That's what happened to me. Met one person and it built my entire company. And it's a constant flow of people coming into my production business, into my coaching business. Everybody came from me talking to somebody on my podcast. So I want you to look beyond the downloads. I want you to look beyond these cycles of you're not good enough. Because you are worthy, you are wonderful, you are magical, and your voice deserves a microphone. So go out, get out of your own way. Show up. Because the world needs you. The world needs your story. Your story is someone's life wrap. So go out, do the thing. And I will talk to you next week.